Hello YouTube, this is Travis Dunn with MDL, and this is my vlog for December 4th, 2016. Christmas is fast approaching, and I managed to, for the most part, behave myself on Black Friday. I only managed to, for myself, pick up a few movies, and I picked up this Logitech C310 webcam. This will kind of help for when I'm doing these, because it's kind of a pain to set up my my big camera, and so this will help me make these a little easier. And hopefully, you know, when I do some game streams and stuff like that, obviously the quality will be much better. And hopefully this will help immensely with my podcasts that I do with my brother on the SD Project channel. So, yeah, like I said, I managed to behave myself, but we still managed to overspend, which is pretty typical of what normally happens at that time of the year. I almost pulled the trigger on buying a TV. In fact, my wife was like, just buy it. Just go ahead and do it. Just buy it. Probably should have for the price, but in all reality, it was money that we just didn't really have to spend. You know, I still have to worry about paying the bills, and wanted to make sure that, you know, she had plenty of money for Christmas, and obviously, you know, for the, you know, week-to-week stuff. So, kind of just been, I've been really drained. And I don't know what it is about me in this time of the year. My birthday's coming up next week, and this time of year, I'm always really drained. I don't know why. It's just, you know, it's just the way it is. But here the last week or two, like, all I want to do is sleep. And, really makes work even more of a drag. I've had a few moments here in the last few days where I'm literally going, fall asleep sitting at my desk, even when I'm literally working. So it's been a bit of a trip. God, we've spent a lot on Christmas so far. A lot of video games. Picked up, you know, obviously, like I said, I did spend a little bit on myself for some, and this is, you know, that's the thing about Black Friday. Black Friday, a lot of people even talked about that this year was, like, Black Friday wasn't as good this year as maybe, and it seems like it just keeps getting worse and worse as the years go by. But it was pretty much the same crap that was on sale. It was TVs, movies, video games, some electronics, and that was kind of it. I mean, there are other things, but it was the same crap that you pretty much, you know, that you see year in and year out. And like I said, though, I probably should have bought the TV, because the front living room TV, I swapped it out with one that I had in the bedroom. It was a 50-inch RCA, and I got that TV pretty much almost for nothing, mostly because it had been dropped. It was like the casing's cracked in one corner. What I didn't realize until after I, you know, bought it, and, you know, at that point I couldn't take it back because of where I got it from. The audio is like up and down. Sometimes 24 is too loud, and other times you can crank it all the way up to max, and it's, you know, literally you still can't hear everything. And I'd really love to replace the TV, and I don't need it to be 4K. In fact, 4K for me, as far as the TV, the only reason I have the one 4K that I'm using for my computer desk or my computer monitor, really has to do with the fact that, you know, it's great for video editing and things like that, because I can literally, like, post a bunch of crap all over the screen. And but even then, to be honest, it's a little too big. I'd love to find like a 42-inch 4K TV. I think that would be the perfect size as a computer monitor. But 50-inch, I'm kind of doing this number. You know, I'm literally, you know, turning my neck like this to see all the corners. And so yeah, it was definitely, you know, it's too big. But, you know, I kind of got that on as kind of a trade with my mom. So not like I got to pick the size or anything, but I mean, it's a beautiful TV. It has a gorgeous picture, has good sound on it. But like I said, the one in the living room right now is just, It's a great size, even though I wouldn't mind going a little bit bigger, but I always want bigger. Yeah, I'd like to go, like I said, just a little bit bigger, like 55 inch, 1080p, maybe 120 hertz monitor or TV, and at least 3 HDMI inputs would be really, really nice. And like I said, I almost pulled the trigger and bought one at Best Buy on Black Friday, but like I said, I just couldn't justify it. Let's see. So far, the work I've done on, I mentioned, I think, in the last vlog about doing some work on the Sonic. I'm still having check engine light issues. Going to have having to replace that other component, but I still don't think that's going to get rid of the check engine light. So probably whenever income tax rolls in, I'm going to put it in the shop and try to get that whole thing sorted. It's really driving me nuts, but it's running good. I will admit, it's running good. I did have a little issue with some leakage. In fact, I got to check it today before I leave. I think it's just a water hose clamp. I moved it. I tightened it down again, and so far I've not found any leakage. So hopefully that continues, because I really don't want to have to go through the process of, in the middle of winter, trying to figure out where this leak's coming from. But yeah, I mean, like I said, so many things that I want to buy this time of year, and it's like I just don't have the money. Obviously, we're spending money on the kids, and the dinners, and a lot of food costs at this time of the year. Next week I'll get to find out where my paycheck lies with the pay increase that I got. I'm really hoping that is as much or more than what I'm estimating it to be. There's some pretty good paycheck calculators online, but we'll see how that goes. My best friend James basically brought me and Doc's Christmas gifts, because obviously we don't know when we'd actually get together, and he had some. He's off at this time of year, but obviously he's got a lot of other things he'd be doing for Christmas. So he decided last week to make the trip up, and when he did, he brought me my Christmas gift, Christmas/birthday, and he bought me a drone. It's not an expensive one, but it's not a cheap one. It's not a toy, but it's just under the regulations where you have to register it as do the FAA registration for a drone. As far as I can tell, I got to double check that, but I'm pretty sure, based on what I've read from their website, it's under the requirements, that doesn't have to be registered with the FAA. I would say my only big complaint, I haven't really done a lot. It does have a little HD camera on the bottom of it, which is pretty cool, and I'll be doing some stuff with that. My only complaint is it's got these tiny little batteries. In fact, I'm in the process of looking for more of these, because these are supposed to be about 10-ish minutes worth of flight time. And these take about an hour and a half to recharge. So I'm going to have to look for some new batteries. But I'm kind of excited about that. And in fact, I kind of want to go out and buy it. I really love to buy it, like an expensive, like Phantom drone. But I can't justify that. Got a lot of other things on my plate. Just can't do that. But the other reason James came up, was he wanted to go shopping for computer parts for his son's computer. He's going to build one for him for Christmas. And, very lucky kid. He's getting some real nice parts. He got a latest generation i5, overclockable K processor. I don't remember the exact one, but if you know Intel processors, you know what I'm talking about. 16 gigabytes of RAM. Got an Evo 212 cooler. Got GTX 1060 3 gigabyte model, which is plenty fine for a 1080p gaming machine. More than enough. I want a little bit more, but that's because I want a little bit more. It's just because it's me. So, like I said, good solid components to start. I think I got like a 1 terabyte hard drive. Was trying to talk him into an SSD. I still think he should have bought at least a 120 gigabyte SSD. Believe me, once you go SSD, you never want to go back. It's one of those things that, man, the boot up times and stuff like that, and a lot of the load times of stuff off of SSD is so great. I really wish the price per gig would come down a lot more, and that way, I could buy larger drives. But unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I kind of, this Christmas and my birthday always kind of suck because they're so close together. And it's always this the time of the year, like I said, never really have money to spend on myself. But for me, income taxes is really my Christmas, and I can't really wait till income tax this year. I'm really going to put some money into the bike this next coming year. Obviously, I want to take a road trip. I'm going, I don't care what I got to spend for my stepdad. We're going to get his bike going, and that's going to be my focus. We're going to do the 600 plus mile road trip somewhere. Don't know where yet. But looking forward to that. Really feel bad for the people in the Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. Apparently a pair of idiots decided to start a fire, and that fire turned into pretty much a wildfire. Probably. And it's really strange because Tennessee is not a dry state typically. However, for whatever reason, this thing has just gone out of control, and I really feel bad because it's a beautiful place, but that tourism industry is pretty much going to be wiped off the face of the planet, and who knows how long it will take for that to grow back. And obviously, one of the things about going to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge is the beautiful forestry, and it's going to be gone. So how that affects the tourism in that area is yet to be seen. Dolly Parton, through her charity foundation, is going to be giving displaced families $1,000 a month for 6 months to try to help out with the expenses. And I think that's a very, very charitable thing to do. And I hope more people and companies and things like that help out with the people in that area. It's just the last few weeks have been kind of crazy just because of this whole Trump becoming president thing. And I've really avoided talking about the politics on here, mostly just because people get too uptight. Here's my basic thought. I hated both of them. Had no like for either one of those choices. I have voted Republican. I have voted Democrat. I couldn't vote for either one. It just I've had times where I didn't really have a good choice, but I didn't. It was the lesser of two evils. This time was just there were no good choice in my book, and I was really hoping some of the other candidates that were starting to run at the beginning of the election would have stuck into it, because I would have certainly voted for somebody else. I'm going to move this just slightly. There we go. But it just, people are getting nasty, and the election's over. It's done. It's over. We're going to have to deal with him for 4 years, or at least till, he screws up well enough that we can have him impeached. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. But certainly right now, everybody should be looking at the next election. Speaking of next election, and it was kind of funny, and I don't know how true this is. Ron Perlman had posted on Facebook that he was going to run for president in 2020. By God, I will vote for him in 2020 if he decides to truly run. I think he certainly make a better choice in presidents and than what we've seen in this election. But I'd love to see Ron Perlman run. There's been there's been some jokes about The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, running for president. The thing is, for me, I'm an old wrestling fan, and I watched during the Attitude Era, so like, you know, The Rock is, you know, was a big part of that era. I still like The Rock, even though he doesn't wrestle anymore. But he, you know, I could just see him, you know, meeting up with Putin, and it's like, you know, shaking hands, and Putin going, well, I think it doesn't matter what you think. Sorry for, you know, that was probably really loud, but I don't care. It was funny. Yeah, it's one of those things. I need to get back to the gym. That's got to happen in the next few weeks. I'm finally over being sick. I'm just having this, like I said, this very drained feeling. I just don't want to do anything but sleep. And it's like, I can't, no matter how much I sleep, it's not enough. And, God, it's got to stop. But, wife's wanting to go see, Christmas lights. There's a couple of different, you know, ones you drive around and, you know, have the animated stuff and all that good things. And it's okay. It's fine. We'll do it because she wants to. Her car, so far has been pretty good. I haven't got a feel for the gas mileage yet. I haven't really got to sit down and, like, you know, go from fill up to fill up. She's filled it up. I filled it up. I put, you know, gas in it from gas cans. So I haven't really got a good feel for the exact, fuel mileage yet, and something I'll have to, I really need to nail down. I would really like to see what we're getting on the fuel mileage on it. So it's so nutty, but you think the world was coming to an end the way people have been talking lately, and you know, there are horrible things in the world, but you know, people just need to calm down. They need to, you know, keep moving forward, you know, as the old cliche. And, yeah, it's a cruel world, but we have to live in it. Rogue One, it's coming out on the 16th, I think it is the exact date. I'm getting more and more excited about going to see that movie. Especially when I hear how they changed, like totally changed up basically directors, and because apparently the initial screening they didn't feel was the tone of the movie was not good. Especially being, I guess this movie, they confirmed this movie literally butts up to the 10 minutes before Star Wars: A New Hope. So there is a bit of a need to make that feel and look accurate in that term. So, like I said, looking real forward to that. We're gonna go see that right after it comes out, and hopefully here just before that, me and Doc are gonna sit down and do another Star Wars discussion. I absolutely want to sit down and do that. I've got some awesome fan theories that him and I have been just back and forth chatting, and I really want to put that on a video. So, like I said, looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to just end the vlog here. It was kind of a short one. I just felt like talking. I guess kind of need to stay awake. Anyway, social media, obviously, over to the side. It'll also be in the description. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I will say both my Instagram and Twitter here lately has been blowing up. I also want to thank anybody that's been watching these videos. I know they're not the most exciting in the world. I'm not a daily vlogger. God, I just can't imagine what it'd be like to be a daily vlogger. But, you know, thanks for anybody who's watching. Hopefully everyone has a good day, has a great week, and I will catch you later.